What's happening, guys? So we are here today and we're going to look at some Chimera. So this is I haven't really gotten to grips with Chimera too much, just been very busy over the last while, so haven't really gotten into it. And I picked up quite a few bits from these runs. I finally had time to sit down, think about things, study things, and see even who's performing well in my clan and different bits and pieces, and extrapolate stuff from that. So straight up, it looks like our enemy max HP multi-hitters are the ones doing the business for us against Chimera. So that's number one. If you have Newt, Marius, Otorion, Acrisia, all of those kind of guys, they're going to be your best bet by a long shot. We have there are obviously other options at the higher end that will do better, but for the vast majority of folks, they're going to be the ones that are your bread and butter. Okay. I have tried later on in this, I have tried Whisper as well, and we'll see the results from that after this. But you can see here, and it's a bit cut off from your screen, but we're only on turn count 2, I think it is, and we're up at 6 million, maybe turn count 3. But we're up at 7.6 million there, and absolutely no problem chomping through this. But the thing with this is that it requires your newts and your debuffer to sync up very well, unless you have Newt and Newt just built for damage. It's very hard to get them to a place where their A3 doesn't need those debuffs to hit the maximum damage. So bear that in mind as well. Now, one thing I found as a bit of a way around that is the weaken isn't the most important. The decreased defense I see as the most important. And one way around that is to maybe have a Krisk on your team. If you have Krisk might be the way to go. And it just means that there's a constant uptime on decreased defense. So in my later run, you'll see that I swapped out some of the team because I wanted to play around and see what worked and what didn't work. So for this run, mostly full auto, we have Pytheon keeping everybody alive. So Pytheon's providing block debuffs. He is in a bolster set himself, so he gets a bit of regen from that. He has high HP, and he is cleansing and healing with his A1, his A2, and reviving on an AoE on his A3 as well. So that's everything he's doing. He is, to my mind, the best reviver in the game. People say Duchess, I say Pytheon. But greater minds than me out there. Now we have our 2 newts doing damage. The problem with that is they are on my fireknight team, so I have to build them fast and accurate as well. And they're on my Sand Devil team, so they have to be tuned for that. So there's a lot of factors in on them as well. And I now have to think, do I just go and completely take them off those other 2 teams and maximize them for Chimera? And honestly, the answer is probably yes. So I probably should do that and look for other ways to farm Fireknight and Sand Devil. Sand Devil, I can probably do Sand Devil, but Fireknight, just getting rid of the accuracy requirement would give me a lot more leeway in what I can do. So maybe something else needs to go in there. Podrick is providing, again, some cleansing, some healing, some turn meter boosting, and some array of buffs as well. So that's very good. I suppose to come back, and on his A1, a cooldown reset, which honestly, I didn't see that much benefit from. If I'm being honest, I have both of the newts in 4-piece. Minimum of 4-piece Merciless. I think they're both in 6 at anyway. But for the ignore defense, but they also have the cooldown, the reflex kind of set benefit on the merciless as well on the from the 4 pieces. So they both have that. He's also using his A1 and giving them some cooldown reduction as well. And I didn't really notice the benefit from him on that. Then we have Riho Bone Spear, and she's providing absolute ton of debuffs: decrease attack, crit rate, crit damage, decrease defense, HP burn, and weaken, and brimstone as well. So she does all of that and cleanses on an AoE and has an absolutely huge heal, which is 50% of her max HP, I think. And she's also able to reflect some debuffs back to the boss as well, which is very good. See, we got a decreased cooldown there, but that was off his own stuff there. Now, I like this team. Very good debuffing, very strong damage, good cleansing, good survivability. But it's not a one-key team, so I need to develop more on this. And this is what this video is about me iterating and getting there and what I've learned. So it is really good, but it needs to be tailored, I think, more for Chimera. Now, we can see if we go further along here, I did have to take over. So that was auto, but I did have to take over and start manualing. Just to get a bit more to grips with what was going on, and make sure one thing you have with your newts is that, let's go back, they don't have their A2 switched on if you are autoing, because it is bad news. It'll mean they get, you can see the moment where I lost now here. So we got 454 million clash points and a total damage of 56 million on this. We only passed one trial, and that is by design. I didn't want to pass trials and make things harder on me, because my clan were we want to kill Nightmare. So as I said, we've been having a lot of downtime lately over the holidays and all that, and we're just kind of getting back stuck into it now. So we can see there damage coming from Riho and the 2 newts. We have Newt 1. This is definitely Newt 1 and this is Newt 2 at 32 million and Newt 2 at 19 million. So this guy is in the lesser gear with the higher accuracy for Fire Knight, and this guy is skewed the other way. He is more damage and less accuracy. So there's some difference there, and if I had them both built, and he's also faster, I think, if I had them both built the same, you can see that I probably would have one keyed there. Would I have breached it? What's the difference here? 13 million. So that would have been 69. Nice. So we would have had 69 million there. So I think we still would have been short, but there is also changes we can make here as well. So my next try, I tried with a little bit of a different team, and we can see here I went with Whisper, Lydia, Python, Krisk, and Newt. And I thought this was, I wanted to try out a direct damage dealer rather than a max HP hitter. And Whisper is about the best of them that I have on my team. She's built a 9-piece Merciless. She's +2 or 3, I think. And she has a 6-star Crushing Rend on her as well. So she's getting a load of turns. She's, I thought, well built and all that kind of thing. There's loads of debuffs on there, and she doesn't do anywhere near as well as Newt. So the Newt is the enemy max HP hits definitely seem to be the way to go. Lydia's also in protection set, so she's boosting some of her damage here as well, and giving us a bit more survivability with the strengthen on there as well. With Krisk, as I mentioned earlier, you can see we're getting hit there, and we're getting decreased attack and decreased defense on as a byproduct of Krisk getting hit. So I think that's really, really good, and way more auto friendly as well. It just means you have a greater chance of having decreased defense on the boss every time you attack, and I think the decreased defense is way more important than the weaken in the Chimera fight. Now, I let this play through, and you can see again, where are we? The Newt came out about 32 million. So that's Newt 1 again. 32 million seems to be just his wheelhouse there. So if I had both built the same, we're talking 64 million between them, and then whatever else from the other guys. So Lydia, we have 5 million from Lydia there. I don't know how she got that actually, but I'll take it for sure. We'll pause that before it goes anywhere. And Whisper only providing 18 million. Now Whisper she's +1 actually. I do have another Whisper to feed, but I think she also has a blessing on her, so that's why she's only +1. But like I say, 6-star blessing, crushing rend, good set on her. You know, it's she's about equivalent to the lesser built Newt that I had there. But again, I think I just need to rebuild the second Newt to be stronger, to be in line with this guy, and I'll do much, much better. So that's what I've discovered so far. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. I think looking at some of the other teams here, we can see enemy max HP, debuff, survivability and reviver, and then Urbaeus as your turn meter booster and survivor as well. So we want to be going faster because we have such a limited amount of boss turns. We don't get to maximize our damage the way we want, so we need to go faster and hit harder all the time. Again, we see the next here, enemy max HP, debuff, cleanse passively, buff and cleanse passively, and some debuffs. Duchess to stay alive, Lydia to debuff and buff ourselves as well. And then again, we're into Teox, a +4 Duchess, a Crizia for enemy max HP. So it's definitely the way to go. Some combination of that there. I think the thing with Krisk, I think, is going to be my takeaway from this. I think that's going to be the easiest way forward, and I'm going to be working towards getting Marius, and possibly I'll be trying to go maybe double Newt and Marius when I get to that point, and maybe Krisk and Pytheon. And I think that might be something that will work for me, but we'll see when we get there. It's a long road, guys, but the more relics we get, the more help that's going to be to us. And I think it's probably going to have to be tailor-made to Chimera, because a lot of the guys that I use in Chimera are primarily for elsewhere in the game, so I'm going to have to change that, tailor make them for here, and we'll see where we go from there. So guys, let me know what you think of my thoughts there. Is that on the money? Am I heading the right direction? And let me know what you're doing. Let me know if you've any secret hints or tips there, and I will definitely check them out and see how they improve my game. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.